Donald Trump claims that shackles are finally off. Does that mean we can expect to see more Bill Clinton's accusers as the election hits the home stretch? Here to discuss, Kayleigh Mcenany, a Trump supporter, Bakari Sullivan, and political commentator, Bob Cusack, editor-in-chief of The Hill, and Maria Cardona, Clinton supporter, I should say, thehill.com. So, Bakari, I know you have a lot to say about the piece you just saw. What's your reaction?
Well, first and foremost, I think we need to recognize that today is Bill and Hillary Clinton's 41st anniversary. And Hillary Clinton, she actually went through more than any woman should in the White House and held together a family while she had a young daughter. People tend to forget about that all the time. And I just think it's the height of hypocrisy that people attempt to say that someone who got cheated on is somehow worse than the person who was a cheater. In this case, I'm referring to Donald Trump. And then the second part, I think that one of the most amazing things is that people attempt to say or have the audacity to believe that they can tell Hillary Clinton how to treat or how she should feel about the women with whom her husband cheated with. I mean, that for me is just completely out of line. And then the last thing is, this is just a deflection from Donald Trump's comments about sexual assault, which is what it was, and trying to move the ball further away from what we need to be talking about.
Bakari, in all fairness, Bill Clinton was a cheater too, and admitted to it.
But not only that, not only did he admit to it, but when he was wrong, he got fined, he got impeached, there was an investigation. No one is ever saying that Bill Clinton was right in this situation. However, I want to know who did Hillary Clinton sleep with any of these women? I mean, did she allegedly rape any of these women? This is so amazing that we're talking about this, and Hillary Clinton went through more than any woman should, and she's still here standing strong.
Okay, go ahead, Maria.
And you know who agrees with you, Bakari, in terms of everything that Hillary Clinton went through and how great and just dignified she was at going through that? Donald Trump. Let's remember, he said that this woman is a wonderful woman, talking about Hillary Clinton, a wonderful woman that has gone through more than any woman should. And by the way, that Bill Clinton was getting impeached for something that was completely unimportant.
Okay. So Kayleigh,
you talk about hypocrisy, there you go.
He did say disparaging things about the women in the past, and said, that I think he said that if they were better looking, maybe people would feel differently about it, and just there are things like that.
Look, we can all empathize with Hillary Clinton being cheated on. That's not a good feeling. We can all empathize with her on that. Where we cannot empathize her, and where she has yet to take responsibility, and in that montage you just played, is her role in making these women who had viable sexual assault claims feel less than what they were. By putting private investigators on them, there is a deposition from one of the private investigators saying, I was hired by Hillary's lawyers to make this woman's life not good. She says she wants sexual assault survivors to be heard and believed. Well, you got to live that in your personal life. I can empathize with being cheated on. That's a horrible thing, but it does not give you the right to demonize these women, nor does it give you the right to basically marginalize a 12-year-old victim, say she wanted this man to rape her, she had dreams of this man, and then go on and laugh about getting this innocent man off. That had nothing to do with Bill Clinton's infidelities. That had everything to do with her, and Kathy Shelton deserved better than that, and every woman in this country does.
Bob
That's
Cusack,
not true.
What are the
facts?
It
is true. There's an audio tape.
So many of what you just said is not true.
That's why I want to go to Bob Cusack. Bob, what did the fact checkers say about this?
Listen, I think there are 2 points here. Number one, bringing out these women, I don't think gets more votes for Donald Trump. However, in November of 2015, Hillary Clinton did tweet out, every survivor of sexual assault deserves to be heard, believed, and supported. Now, she obviously, on Monica Lewinsky at first said vast right-wing conspiracy. But overall, I mean, we're in the mud here. I thought that debate was a low point for America. That was just ugliness, and what we're going to see over the next 4 weeks is a continuation of that.
But on the allegations, because these women are saying that they are not political pawns, but there are, to some of them, listen, I'm not the judge and jury here, but even Kenneth Starr would not bring in testimony from Juanita Broderick because she changed her story so many times. Hillary Clinton was a public defender for one of the women, and so, but
and she tried to get off that case, by the way. She didn't want to do that case, but there was a judge that had appointed her to it, and she couldn't get out of it. She was doing her job.
And then she went on a radio show. Then she went on a radio show, and every viewer on this show should go look this up on YouTube, and laughed about getting the man off. Someone who doesn't want that case
did not laugh about it.
Does not go on TV.
Did not laugh about it.
I don't want to be talking about this issues as much as we do.
That is a lie.
That is not true.
It is true.
No, it's not, Kayleigh.
First of all, fundamentally, this is what drives me crazy. And Kayleigh, you're an attorney as well. There's this thing called the Constitution, and every single person who is charged with the crime has the right to defense.
Of course.
Period. So that's
what
first and foremost. First and foremost. So she was on a rotating circuit and had to defend this individual. Second,
Yep.
the individual did not get off. It was a plea deal. And no one feels worse. No one feels worse than probably all four of us and Hillary Clinton for that young girl having to go through the tragedy that she went through. No one's minimizing that. But what I am saying is Hillary Clinton had a job to do and she did it. But also to go to this fact that we're talking about bringing these women up, and it's an awkward position to be in because I don't want to minimize anyone's claims of sexual abuse or sexual assault by any means at all. That is not the point of this. The point of this, though, is to say that people are being used for political props to prove a political purpose and score political points. This is not about somebody
Women
going
are
out
saying
and
they're
fighting
not pawns
for,
and they want their voices to be heard.
Exactly. And Bakari, of course, every defendant has a right to an attorney, but someone who reluctantly, with a heavy conscience, takes a case that they don't want to defend because they have an inclination the person's guilty, that attorney typically leaves that situation and doesn't feel
That's
good
not
about
true.
No, wait,
That
let me
is
finish,
not
please.
true.
I listen.
Oh,
Please,
That's
let
not
me,
true.
you gotta let me finish,
Come on.
Bakari. I sat there the whole time very patiently. I hope viewers will listen to this tape where Hillary Clinton says verbatim that my client took a lie detector test, which forever destroyed my faith in lie detectors, and she cackled. Kathy Shelton, her life is destroyed because of Hillary Clinton. And you don't go on and you don't laugh about it. You take that case with a heavy heart. That is what every attorney should do.
That is so taken out of context.
But let me welcome you
Quickly,
to the
Bakari,
legal
gotta go.
profession. Let me welcome you to the legal profession because when you have a heavy heart and you think somebody may have a hint of guilt, you can't just kick that person to the curb.
You certainly
in
don't
your
laugh
legal
about it.
profession,
You certainly
in your
don't
legal
laugh about it
profession,
on
you
a
need
radio.
to abide by the
Did not laugh
Constitution.
about it.
Yes, she
that
did.
the person
Go
has
look
a
up
right
the
to
tape. We don't
defense.
play it here, but
That
go
is
look up the tape.
We'll be
that
right
is a
back.
distortion of the truth.
It's
But
not.